Hello my beautiful subscribers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ami. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, I was robbed. I recently went traveling and my car was broken into and I had one of my budgeting binders in there and they stole my budgeting binder. I genuinely wish I had the binder. Like, I don't even care about the money. I just wish that they'd taken the money out and left the binder because I had grown a ridiculous amount of sentimental attachment to the binder. I had a lot of my favorite stickers were in there. I used up a lot of time to create it and like I just got finished making these laminate dividers that I really loved and I was just so happy about, and I'm really sad that that was taken away from me. I will do a little story time on that. I used my free drink rewards for this because I felt like I deserved it today. And it is so ridiculously sweet. I forgot how sweet Dunkin' Donuts frappes are. So this might look like an impressive amount of money, but in fact it is not, because this is genuinely everything I own. We're going to be really bare and honest with you guys right now. I did have some cash in that binder. Luckily I removed a lot of it, but I had to use a lot of money to get my car fixed and I needed a new tire and just like a couple other things that I was like not ready to purchase. Like I had to buy new keys, and just like small things like that. And so it was really stressing me out trying to figure out where I should take from and all that kind of stuff, because my emergency funds weren't really set up super properly yet. So yeah, I decided to just pull out every single dollar that I had and completely start from scratch, which might seem like extra or whatever, but I really feel like I needed to do this sometime soon anyways, because I was getting so confused with like what I had, which I actually expressed that in my last video. So yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of this horrible situation and revamp my finances basically. This is the new binder that I purchased and this is the sticker I chose for it. And instead of doing like little stickers here, honestly, I just was so discouraged at how much time and effort I put into my last one for it to just all be gone like that. So I just wrote some out and I didn't do every single category like I did before. I'm also simplifying it and we'll get into that a little bit later. If you want to see me unbox that and create the envelopes, I will be making a TikTok video on it. But for right now, let's get into counting this because I actually don't know how much there is and I had money come in from a couple different places. So I think I'm going to do piles of 200. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to speed through this for you guys because the video is probably going to end up being pretty long. Two, 30, 2, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 80, 100, and 4. Okay, so these are the totals. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 1,000, 1,200, 400, and 504. Have the 20s, so we have 200, 400, well, we have 1,400, and something else in 20. So we have 1,400, 1,420. I have a singular 10. In 5 we have 10, 20, 30, 40. And then in singles I have 34. So I was going to fill out one of these sheets for this video, but I decided that that's not really going to be applicable to the situation and it's just going to end up being more confusing. What I did write down is the totals of what bills are going to be due. That way I can make sure for certain those bills are ready to be paid. So what I am doing is taking the full amount of each bill and setting that aside so we can pay those off, and then whatever's left over we're going to figure out where they can go. So we're going to start off in the pink binder now, which this is going to be my expenses. It's essentially taking the place of the purple binder that was taken. So in terms of bills, I have my rent, which is going to be $700. So I probably should have set that aside before putting all the 20s into here. 2, 4, 6, 700 right here. And this is going to be going into my Capital One account, which is where I write out the checks for my rent. You know what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take my rent money and just set that to the side. It would be nice if I could pay rent with cash. Unfortunately, my complex doesn't allow that. But this money, instead of just putting it into this binder, I'm going to put this to the side because I'm going to immediately need to pay this off. So Wi-Fi is a $17 bill. So we have 10, 15, 16, 17. My AT&T bill is $50, so 2, 4, 50. My electric bill is going to be $40 this month. It was a little extra since it was so hot. Our AC was a little more expensive than typical. My Spotify bill is $10. Actually, my Spotify bill is $12, so we're going to add extra 2 there. My Gas Buddy I downgraded, so it is going to be a $5, $6, $7 bill instead. And that is all that we have for bills here. So what I'm going to do is figure out how I can get every single bill to come out of the exact same bank account, or possibly even credit card if I can do that. And then that will just make life a lot easier, and I won't have to worry about, you know, dividing it in my binders and things. That doesn't fit super great, but I'm assuming it's just because they're new. And then insurance is getting 160. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6. Let me count that up one more time. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6. And I did end up purchasing, so a little bit of backstory. My insurance, before I told you guys I had to upgrade it, I didn't upgrade it in time because when this break-in happened, I had to pay for the broken window out of pocket and I didn't get any money for the things that were stolen. But as soon as this whole thing happened, I basically put all of my money into the same account online, and I did that before pulling it out in cash. What I purchased when everything was together, I purchased new insurance that fully covered me and also turned my account into a business account since I use my car to drive now. And then I also purchased one other thing, and for the life of me, I purchased a new tire and I had to get my car window fixed. So those bills came out of my account. And there was something else, and I can't think of it right now, but basically I did have some money set aside for like emergencies and stuff, and that did help me pay that off, but this is basically whatever was left over after the fact. So now I'm just saving up for my next round of insurance, and I don't have to worry about the money I'm saving going anywhere else. So for business, before I had 3 envelopes, and I've combined subscriptions, stuff, and shipping into one here. And right now this is getting stuffed with $30. And then taxes. So taxes was the only thing online that I didn't touch. So whatever was in taxes is still in taxes. I just have to go in and put the fake bills into here. So my boyfriend's nickname is Panda, so on this channel we're gonna start calling him Panda. And we have his envelope, home, medical, and travel. But the only things that I had planned on stuffing were like my bills, insurance, my business expenses, these things here. I also wanted to for sure put $40 into medical. And then I do have my 2 credit card envelopes, which thank goodness they didn't see that my wallet was actually in my car. It was, I guess, hidden enough that they didn't see it. So I still have these here and all of my wallet envelopes. These ones I want to put in $60 each. So 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. And there is one other debt payment that I just pulled out for. So I have a personal loan and I had saved up the money for that. I owe $100 left on it, so I'm pulling out $60. I should be finished paying it off in November. And this is going into that. I didn't create an envelope for it yet, so I'll have to do that, but for right now I'm just going to place it here. Now I'm going to close this for right now and get on into the yellow binder, which is all of my sinking funds. So let me see how much 20s I have left. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, I grabbed them weird. I like them all facing the same direction. So I have 12 of those left, and I believe I didn't use that much of these, so I don't know how much is there, but one thing that I do know I need to stuff is my wallet envelopes because food is necessary and gas is necessary. So let me just pull out the ones that I definitely know I want to stuff. Okay, so food I'm going to give 60. I am not going to need to use this though. I still have so much food. I don't know what happened, but I legit have so much food left over. So yeah, I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to finish using that up, but luckily I'll have it for a bit. Gas is going to be getting 25. We'll do 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then when I'm looking through these, I am probably going to put 20 into takeout and use takeout for both takeout and drinks. So this is going to be like whatever drinks or food I want. And then these envelopes are going to stay back here for right now. And these are going back into my wallet, as well as these two. So what I'm going to do right now is stuff these with actual cash, and then at the end of next month, I'm going to deposit that cash into their corresponding accounts. So I know for a fact that I want to put money into these ones. So 2 months expenses, which is my just in case, my emergency fund, my car, pet is not getting anything, other is going to get a 20, as well as move. This one kills me. I had to tap into my move for this whole situation, and some of the money that I had put in my moving account that you guys saw reflected in my account was actually money that my parents were going to give me for the move. I'm not going to count that any longer because I'm not certain that they're going to give me that money. So I kind of got ahead of myself and I put that into my moving fund fake bills. So it didn't actually reflect into my bank account, which is not necessarily, like, that's not how you budget. You budget what you have. So I decided to, like, not pretend that I had that money when I didn't technically. So I am starting over from scratch from this one, and the money that I did have in that account, I ended up having to use for this emergency situation. In marriage, we're not going to stuff and annual. I'm gonna give 20. This one really sucks too because I'd already saved up enough to pay off my Google One subscription, and I was so close to my Funimation one. So that one's really frustrating as well. Whatever is left over, I'm going to put the singles into just in case, so my 2-month fund. And then I'm going to put this extra $20 bill into my Amazon credit card. Since this one I am trying to pay off as fast as possible, since there was an interest that I was dumb and didn't realize was there, so I'm quickly trying to pay that off. So since I have a little bit of extra time, I guess I can give you guys the story time as to what happened. Basically, I told you that I was going to take my boyfriend to a concert, and we went there, we got there, and the line to get into the actual arena, you're going to see a lot of things where you're going to roll your eyes at me. I'm aware, I'm very much aware, and trust me, I have learned my lesson, so don't come for me the comments, I know I was dumb. There was a small arena, and they were not prepared for the amount of people that were going to show up to this event, but apparently a big thing in the news where they were talking about how people are constantly looking for places to park, and it just doesn't work. So we decided to park on a street, and I was really nervous about getting towed, so what I did is I found a spot that was like out of anybody's home's way. It was in nobody's driveway, couldn't have possibly been in the way of anybody. It was a long road where the houses were here, and you know, go down the road, and the dead end was a fence leading to an abandoned warehouse. So I parked like right here, where there's a home here, but their entrance was here, and they had a gate here. And then there's this car, like a truck had a broken down car on the back of its hitch, basically. And so I was like, perfect, you can't see me from the road, which, number one, that was a bad idea. You can't see me from the road, so the police won't like tow me, most likely, and it's really difficult to tow my car, whatever. I thought it was a smart idea at the time. Turns out the area that we were at was actually famous for break-ins and crime, so that really sucked that I didn't do my research ahead of time. And of course we were traveling, so we had everything in our car. We had my keys, his keys, he had a $2,000 laptop and his camera. We both had wireless earbuds, which if you have a nice wireless earbud, you know those things are not cheap. He had just purchased the case for his AirPods too. He had lost it before and repurchased a new case, and he had it in his very nice backpack. And he had a few pairs of his shoes. He's a sneakerhead, so he has like nice pairs of shoes. My purse was in there because I just wanted to bring in my key and my credit card. So my wallet was in there as well, actually, but luckily I had put that between the driver's door and the driver's seat, like that little cubby where like you lose your car key, where you like lose your phone all the time. So they didn't see the wallet because they actually came in from my passenger side window. But what had happened was, of course, they were shielded from the road, so no one saw them breaking in, and they smashed through my window. They took everything that I had just listed, including, I also had a little kit in my glove compartment, like you know how girls will have like a little emergency kit or whatever. They took everything that was in there, including like I had nail polish and contacts and a lot of medication. In my purse was my ADHD medication, which I have been going through a whirlwind trying to get it back because it's a narcotic. When you have ADHD, if they put you on any kind of medication, it's publicly known as Adderall. Mine was a slow releasing, so you can't snort it and you can't like smoke it. You can't do the normal like druggy things with narcotics. You can't do that with my medication. Of course they weren't aware of that when they took it, but yeah, they took that, and I'm not allowed to get a refill until I have a police report, and we'll get to the police report soon, but I also got screwed over in that. Basically I noticed that my window was shattered, called the cops were like, this is not an emergency, call this number. I called this number. She was extremely rude to me, and she was like, well, was there more than $3,000 worth of things stolen? And I said yes, because there was, and it was like stolen and damaged, so including everything, absolutely. I was basically on the phone with an automated machine. They were like, what's your name, spell your name, where you live, spell your address, all that kind of stuff. I was on the phone for maybe like 30 to 40 minutes, and I was hysterical and I wasn't properly listening to all of the answers or whatever, or questions, and I feel like I didn't do the best job relaying this information. And at the time, I hadn't realized everything of mine was stolen. I was only focused on what was stolen from my boyfriend because his items were much more valuable than mine were. So I wasn't thinking about the fact that, like, wait, I had my purse, I had my medication, I had this, this, and this. They even stole my my registration, like my car registration, which I don't know what you're gonna do with that. I'm from Florida, and we're not in Florida. Very far from Florida. But yeah, they stole like all this random stuff. They even stole a little air freshener that I was using to keep Polaroids of me and my boyfriend hung up on my visor. Just like the weirdest things. But basically, sorry, back to the police report. I wasn't allowed to get the police report for another 2 to 3 weeks, which, if you know anything about taking medication, it's kind of a daily thing. So when they told me that I needed the police report to get my medication, it proof basically that I didn't abuse my medication and I'm now looking to get more. I called the crime records report and they're like, well, we're behind 2 weeks. And I was like, listen, my medication was stolen and I really need it. I also forgot to tell you that my medication was taken because at the time I called you immediately after this situation happened. I didn't realize that all of my stuff was stolen. And so a lot of the stuff that was actually stolen isn't on that police report. Can I add to it and can I get it sooner so that I can get my medication? The lady was like rude, but she did it for me. And she forgot to add on my medication onto the police report, and she was like, okay, I emailed it to you, bye, hung up before I could say anything, and then I didn't get the report for another day, and when I got the report, again, it didn't have my medication on it. I'm already feeling the effects of the emotional sides of ADHD, which is very real, and ADHD is not just like a procrastination or like an excuse to be lazy kind of disorder. If you do any sort of research on ADHD, you'll see that it is actually very crippling, it's very difficult to live with, and it's emotionally exhausting. So basically I'm out of my medication. I can't get any more until I gave them the police report. We'll see if they'll accept it, even though it doesn't say that my medication was stolen. Yeah, so I've just been trying to process it. I've been trying to process it healthily. I lost a lot of sentimental things. Again, they took my budgeting binder, which, like I said earlier, I would have rather they take the cash out and leave my binder because, like, I spent hours and hours making that book, and they took some stickers, like the stickers. They stole like so much stuff from me, and all I'm concerned about is like the stickers, but whatever. I'm gonna let my brain fixate on that so that it can do its thing, but yeah, that's the story. All of that stuff that was stolen, I just never get back. I don't get any compensation for it. My boyfriend doesn't get any compensation for it, which I feel incredibly guilty that my insurance wasn't nicer, because in his experience, when that stuff happens, he gets a check for the stuff that was stolen, but because I had such crappy insurance, he didn't get anything back. So I feel kind of guilty because of that, even though he's like been really careful what he says to me to make sure that he, like, I know he doesn't blame me for anything, but I still, feel bad about that. I'm sorry to end it on that somber note, but we are pushing through. We got a new binder. It's cute. It's pink. We got some stickers for it. We're going to take control of the finances. We're going to work our butts off to get these savings funds back up to speed. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this video. Please hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it and if you would like to see me basically restart my whole finance journey. And I think that's all that I have for you guys. Again, thank you just so much. I will see you in the next one, and I love y'all. Bye.